He walked over to the table where she was sitting, waiting for him. She was dressed to kill. Even after her recent birth, she looked like the beautiful, sensual woman that she was. He had not seen her for several months, and suddenly she called him and asked to meet. To discuss everything, try to work things out, become a couple again. And here he sits in front of the woman whom he once loved like no one else. Until she broke his heart. After placing his drink order and exchanging a few strained greetings, he began, "You said you want to talk, so talk." Offended by his callousness, his laconicism, the beautiful red-haired woman calmly replied, "Have you overcome your anger yet?" Carefully ignoring the woman's question, he asked his own, "Why do you want to get back together?" Caught off guard by his unexpected answer, she couldn't help but frown slightly in response, letting the words of the question flow freely through her mind, trying to squeeze every possible meaning out of them. He mistook her expression for one of irritation and disapproval. His anger, always on the surface, made itself felt. "Okay, I'm leaving." Grabbing his coat, he tried to stand up. "Wait! Stop! Why are you leaving?" "You just came," she said in surprise, her voice trembling a little. "Answer my question and I'll think about whether to stay longer," the man snapped. She looked into his eyes. She could always tell by his brown eyes what mood he was in, but now she saw only intense anger and something else. She didn't know what this something was. Whatever it was, she felt it was not in her favor. I miss you. I want to have what we had before. I love you. I need you," she said pleadingly. Somewhat reassured by her quick response, the man made himself more comfortable in the chair. "You didn't need me when you were with him. How can you say that you love me when you lied and fooled me? All the time we were together, you were also with him. You had sex, loved him. What kind of crap is this?" the man asked in a voice full of contempt. Hanging her head in shame, she said, "I'm really sorry. I don't know what I thought. I guess I didn't think about it." Raising her head and looking at him with tear-filled eyes, she added, "I'm really sorry. I won't do this anymore. Never. Just take me back." Shaking his head in disgust at her answer, the man looked at the crying woman. Once his heart would have melted at her tears, but now he felt only cold anger, in which there was no compassion. "I thought you were different. I thought you were serious about us. I thought that what I felt and said mattered to you. I made a mistake. You are simply an accessible woman." "No, please, do not say that. I really love you. Only you, no one else. Please. I made a mistake. I can't take this back. And I would like to, but I can't," she exclaimed in despair. He felt anger rise within him at her words. He tried to calm down. After a few seconds of her quiet tears, he managed to pull himself together. "When we first met, I thought I had found the perfect woman. In every way, you were the woman I had been looking for all my life. For too long, I've wallowed in the filth of my job, and you made me feel like there was good in the world. After that, every day I just flew. Then I found out about him, but you convinced me that it was all over. Against my better judgment, I believed you. After that, things weren't the same. But somehow we managed to stay together and we moved on. I continued to have my suspicions. However, I agreed with what you said. But in fact, this was not the end. You lied to me. You planned and executed a very well thought-out deception." The woman groaned as if in pain. She wanted to deny everything, pretend that nothing had happened, but the truth was supported by the facts that he presented. "You gave birth to his child. This is not a mistake or even a damn accident. Error. You got pregnant on purpose. It took planning to get off the pill and get pregnant. I doubt it took making love once. I guess you were with him several times, until I was convinced that I was pregnant. So, explain to me, what exactly is this error?" "I didn't mean to," she exclaimed. "He made me do this. So he raped you after making sure you weren't taking your pills? Maybe he even waited until you started ovulating to rape you? A few weeks or maybe a couple of months? the man said sarcastically. And all that time, maybe he was practicing rape? Is that what you mean? Yes, no, I mean, he was strong. He didn't take no for an answer. He constantly wanted sex. Then he wanted a child. Somehow he found my birth control pills and threw them down the toilet. This was a new batch. This was a 90-day recipe. I tried. I don't buy it, he interrupted her. What do you mean? This is true. I am not lying. Listen to yourself. Nothing but excuses. Also lame. How many times have you refused me when I wanted to make love to you? I can tell you that there have been more than a few such cases. And, if I remember correctly, you even went so far as to convince me that no means no. How often did this happen? Well, let me think. More often than we had sex. So why didn't you use the same arguments with him? Answer me. She looked around, seeing nothing, trying to collect her thoughts. He was tormented by questions. Why did she allow herself to be forced? Why didn't she tell him no? I don't know. I think... No. This is not an answer. The man said louder than he intended, noticing how several restaurant patrons turned their heads towards the table where he and the woman were sitting. More calmly, he continued, Why didn't you tell him no? What power does he have over you that you mindlessly do what he says? I'm really sorry. I don't know. Maybe because he's domineering, she explained carefully, almost with fear. About? But not me? Am I not the dominant type? And that's all? The man hissed in rage. No, that's not the point. You are loving. You don't take, you give. You are kind, caring, gentle. You listen to me and don't impose. That's why I love you so much. How much good it did me when you were in his bed and not in mine. You could have left him at any moment. Did he physically threaten you? No. Did he hold you against your will? No. In fact, you stayed with him without permission, isn't it? Please, why are you treating me like a criminal? You act as if we are in court and you are the prosecutor. Please stop. Can't you see that it hurts me too? The man's eyes widened and his nostrils flared as his anger threatened to burst out. He visibly calmed down, getting his anger under control with the teacher. I am a criminal lawyer, or have you forgotten? Although you didn't break any laws by cheating on me, you broke your oath to me. How should I feel? You said you love me. You said you wanted us to have children. Why do you want to have my children? Spend your whole life with me, and I, a fool, believed your nonsense. So, tell me, how should I react to your indiscretion? He asked with an evil laugh. And how did I hurt you? Because I won't take back a wandering woman? At these words, her eyes filled with such a flood of tears that she could no longer see him, and her shoulders shook from the sudden burst of pain. He was right. She couldn't deny the truth of his words. She told him all this, and she said it in all seriousness, just like now. Can't you give me another chance? I'll never see him again. I promise. I will only be yours. Please, I'm begging you. I love you. I didn't realize how much until you stopped calling me to see me. I have missed you so much these past months that my heart constantly hurts. Please, baby. Now I know that you are the only man for me, and you will always be. Do you want another chance? The man asked thoughtfully, his mouth cruelly twisted. Okay? Fine. Here's your chance. Get rid of the child. Rewrite it to him. Tell him to his face that you hate what he made you do. Tell him that you hate everything about him, including his child, and never come into contact with him or his child. Do this, and maybe we will have a chance. We will leave this state. We'll start all over again. I am a very good lawyer. I can easily find a job in some decent firm and be at the top in no time. His words shocked her, even horrified her. Abandon your son? Hate your own child? This thought made her feel sick, and a new pain settled in her heart. She couldn't do it. She couldn't give up her child. Suddenly, she realized it. And with this realization came even deeper despair. He's going to leave her. Now she understood it. Leave her forever. She shook her head in disbelief. How did it come to this? She knew she had screwed up, but she actually thought he would forgive her. She began to cry openly, loudly. "Stop it! You're causing a scandal! Stop crying, or I'll leave right now," the man ordered. "I'm really sorry, please." "I'll stop," she sobbed. "Well, so are you going to do what I asked, or—" "I can't. I just cannot. He is my son. No matter who his father is, he is my child. Please don't ask me for this. Please, I'll do anything. I will be your slave. I'll give you something else. Another child. Son. But not this. Please." Shaking his head, the man grabbed his coat and stood up. "No, it's either this or nothing. You brought this on yourself. You lied to me." "You thought you could sit on 2 chairs," the man said calmly, almost dispassionately. "I'm not going to raise someone else's child. And obviously, I won't have to do that. Goodbye." "Wait, please, can we—" she began. "We have nothing to wait for, and we can't do anything. This is completely clear to me. You have made your choice. We're done. Come back to him." "Go back to your husband," he said with bitter resignation to fate, slowly moving away from the woman and leaving through the restaurant door. Subscribe to our channel so that your second chaff doesn't cheat on you, and go ahead and listen to the next story, because this story is nothing compared to the next one. If you're under 18, don't even think about listening to the next one.